The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johnson.
Good morning and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. Coming up on today's show, school is out in the woods. We'll follow along on a unique educational excursion with a group of 5th graders.
And you'd better get breakfast if you haven't already, because you'll be starving after you see how some of the best barbecue in the state is cooked on the farm in Northwest Alabama. Plus, Sidney Phelps of Bonnie Plants is checking in with one of our Simply Southern viewers who decided to try Sid's suggestion of creating a garden from a bale of straw.
But to start the show this week, we take a trip to the old mining town of West Blockton, where unique lilies blanket the Cahaba River every spring.
There's nothing quite like sitting down to a home-cooked meal with fresh vegetables from the garden. With Bonnie Plants from your local quality co-op store, you can enjoy the freshest vegetables right from your own backyard. And no matter if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, your quality co-op store has exactly what you need to get the most out of your plants. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
Support healthy food from local farmers. Join the Alabama Farmers Federation today. Since 1921, the Alabama Farmers Federation has been the voice of farmers and rural Alabama, standing up for family values, good government, low taxes, and economic opportunity. The Federation has helped make agriculture and forestry Alabama's largest industry, accounting for 1 in every 4 jobs. Join the Alabama Farmers Federation today at any local Alpha Insurance office.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Taking care of your children is the most important thing in life. My husband had taken out a life insurance policy. I knew that my children were going to be provided for.
My sister and I both were able to go to college with the life insurance that my father had purchased from Alpha. And now I feel the need to protect my family the same way that my father protected us. Joseph's
got a policy with Piper now. That's 5 generations, all with the same agent. And Alpha's the only place we want to be.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
It's common to see a slew of wildflowers growing on hillsides or popping up in ditches along a roadway. But would you ever expect to see lilies sprouting in a river? It's a rare sight, but Bibb County boasts one of the largest populations of Cahaba lilies, which grow right there in the river.
Every year, from about Mother's Day until around Father's Day, visitors to the Cahaba River near West Blockton view a special treat: the blooming of the Cahaba lilies. Sanford University professor and botanist Dr. Larry Davenport has studied these unique plants for decades.
This is the mother lode for Cahaba lilies, and today is the perfect day to see them. We're very, very lucky. It's been a combination of factors, including the cooler weather we've had, the little bit of rain we've had, and then this gorgeous sunshine today. This is the perfect lily day.
The Cahaba lily is native to Alabama, but it's also found in Georgia and South Carolina. Those states call it a spider lily.
The Cahaba lily is often confused with similar looking species, like the swamp lily, which grows nearby. But the Cahaba lily only grows out in the water. It has to have these rocky shoal situations. It also has to have full sunlight. And the cleaner the water, the better. So that unique set of circumstances gives us a unique plant.
The lilies bloom in immeasurable numbers. Each bulb sends up a stalk with 6 to 8 buds.
And each of those buds opens in sequence. And so there will be a flower blooming this evening, another one tomorrow evening, etc. So you end up with a full week of flowers, which means a full week of pollination. There are 6 or 8 possibilities for pollination to occur and seeds to be set.
On the third Saturday of May every year, the West Blockton Improvement Committee hosts the Cahaba Lily Festival. There's plenty of education in the morning with presentations from local groups and even the crowning of Miss Cahaba Lily. But the real queen of the day rests in the river.
Oh, it just takes your breath away. I've never seen water lilies like this before, and so they're just everywhere, and it's just gorgeous.
Visitors are delighted to see the blanket of white lilies across the river, whether it's their first time or a return trip.
Well, just the opportunity to see the lilies, and then the opportunity to get to walk out into the water and try to keep your balance without falling down. That's it. You know, I would encourage them to try that.
It's great to come out here and see the lilies, which are so beautiful and breathtaking. To actually wade out there and see them, to see all the people out here enjoying the river with their families, taking pictures, having a lot of fun. And so it's great to be out here.
The river is beautiful, and the flowers themselves are just gorgeous. It's one of the things that Alabama has that I don't think anybody else in the country knows. I don't think a lot of people in Alabama even know how beautiful some of their wild rivers are.
The festival is always a highlight for Davenport, who enjoys seeing people learn more about the Cahaba River.
My goal is to get people out in the river. And once they're in the river, they'll realize that a river is a living, breathing thing. It's not just an accumulation of creatures, plants and animals, but actually a living being all itself.
And Davenport will continue to share the allure of the river and the Cahaba Lily because they've become a part of who he is.
It's always a unique experience. I mean, your first smell of a bloom each year is a very special moment. I never get tired of it.
To see the Cahaba lilies, you'll have to mark your calendar for next year. The festival is always the third Saturday in May. Now, during that month, you can also go see the lilies on your own, but you'll have to follow Cahaba Lily Festival on Facebook to find out when they start blooming.
Are the lilies endangered or protected?
You know, they're actually not. Dr. Davenport said that he's found so many of them, they won't ever be listed as endangered. But you also need to make sure that you just leave them in the river because they won't grow in backyards. They need that running water over them, and people don't have that in their backyards.
Hear that, folks? Leave them in the river.
That's right.
Here in a little bit, we're trading the desks and chalkboards for the shady halls of nature's own schoolhouse. Samantha Carpenter visits a classroom in the forest when Simply Southern continues.
Alabama soybean farmers help fuel the state's economy. Soybeans are used to make clean, renewable biodiesel and are a key ingredient in feed for poultry, catfish, and livestock. Soybeans are used in dozens of products we use every day. But best of all, soybean farmers generate $258 million and more than 4,000 jobs for Alabama's economy, all while helping conserve our natural resources. Explore the power of soy.
Seriously?
Have some respect. Pick it up, man.
Did you just litter? Take pride in your school.
Pick it up, man.
Clean it up, dude.
Besides keeping your campus clean, adopt a mile with roadside cleanup. Attend the next Coastal Cleanup Day or pitch in on the annual Spring Cleanup campaign. Make a difference by picking up litter and...
Don't drop it on Alabama!
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Alabama wheat and feed grain farmers grow food, fuel, and freedom. Their harvest helps feed Alabama's multi-million-dollar livestock, catfish, and poultry industries while reducing America's dependence on foreign countries for energy and food. By combining their strength with farmers of other commodities, feed grain growers are fueling the economic growth of Alabama communities.
Nothing brings the family together like U.S. farm-raised catfish. American catfish farmers are dedicated to producing a premium, healthy catfish with a consistently mild, sweet flavor. Because we take as much pride in our work as you do in your cooking. From our family farms to your family's table, you can be sure you're getting the highest quality fish. Because your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Timber, recreation, environment, aesthetics, sustained, usable, resource. These words make up the acronym Treasure Forest, a program promoting responsible management of private woodlands here in Alabama, spotlighting the importance of good environmental stewardship as a priority for our state's landowners, and they're getting their message out to the coming generation in a fun way. Samantha Carpenter has more from Cherokee County.
B.J. Johnson and his wife Jan look forward to hearing the school bus rumbling down their dirt road. While you might wince at the idea of 3 fifth-grade classes showing up in your backyard, for the Johnsons, it's an opportunity.
Good morning! Good morning!
I had to work my way into the schools because I believe so much into the program that Alabama Treasure Forest has. I believe so much in that program that I wanted to adapt it in Cherokee County. I wanted it to be here.
The Johnsons' 225-acre Critterwoods farm holds the designation as a treasure forest, awarded to private landowners displaying careful stewardship of their property.
The certification process is designated to landowners who use best management practices. It is for not only timber production, but wildlife, aesthetics, and environmental.
The Johnsons are one of many treasure forest landowners across the state participating in Classroom in the Forest, a program promoting environmental education and highlighting the impact good land management has on the world around us.
This is a good way to educate younger kids and kind of spark that imagination, spark that passion for being outside. This is a great way to show them all the different things that owning private property could offer them.
Who doesn't love a day in the great outdoors? And as the name implies, there's plenty to learn out under these trees.
With cooperation from several participating agencies, students rotate between a variety of stations and activities.
Okay, shelter, food.
The game Oh Deer illustrates the difficulties when deer populations outgrow the resources they need to survive. No One Lives Here takes kids on an exploratory nature hike revealing the diversity of life in our forests. Students learn the reasons for animal trapping, how to test for water quality in ponds and streams, different types of firearms and how to use them safely, and practices foresters and landowners use in managing timber.
One's called Flag a Tree, where we go in and identify trees that need to be harvested. That graphically shows kids why you harvest timber, why do you cut those beautiful trees.
How do you know a tree to flag?
It's the ones that you think aren't going to do so well in the following years.
So many children don't go outside, and a lot of children don't have the opportunity to take part in exploring a forest, the water, and learning just about the resources and how important they are to everyday life.
Given the choice between rows of desks and rows of trees, it's obvious where these kids would rather kick off the day's lessons.
Out in the woods, definitely.
But for landowners like the Johnsons, Classroom in the Forest offers an opportunity to pass on the knowledge they've gained maintaining this natural heritage to a generation often more in tune with technology than the beauties surrounding them every day.
They need to come out and enjoy this and understand that trees are not grown by great businesses or enterprises. It's private land ownership, like us. There was an old Indian, and they credited this to an Indian squaw, that made the statement one time that you don't inherit the land from your ancestors, you borrow it from your grandchildren. And so, with that in mind, that's the way we run this place.
For Simply Southern, I'm Samantha Carpenter.
If you'd like more information on this program, check with your local Alabama Forestry Commission office, Alabama Cooperative Extension System office, or the Alabama Treasure Forest Association.
It sounds like Classroom in the Forest is really one of those things that children are going to remember for a very long time.
Oh yeah, BJ says he runs into kids from years ago in the supermarket all the time, and they tell him how much fun they had.
So they're really making a big difference with what they're doing.
Oh,
That's great. Up next, It's barbecue for breakfast. We're headed to a farm that not only raises hogs, they cook some of the best pork in the state.
If you asked Alabama school children to draw what they ate for dinner last night, where would the food have come from? Was anything nutritious? Did it build muscles? Did it strengthen minds? Was the meal enough, or was it missed? Across Alabama, 1 in 4 children don't always know where their next meal will come from. But together, we're changing that. Join the movement to end child hunger in Alabama, because every meal matters.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
For nearly 50 years, the electric cooperatives of Alabama have been giving young people an opportunity to visit our nation's capital, where they learn about the value of electric cooperatives and the importance of grassroots advocacy. Top students join with thousands of others touring monuments, landmarks, and meeting with their congressional delegation. The Rural Electric Youth Tour program. Just one more way the electric cooperatives of Alabama are investing in the future of our state.
There aren't a lot of farmers in our state who still raise hogs, but this morning, Kevin Worthington takes us to a North Alabama farm where pork has been an important part of the operation for more than 50 years.
For 3 generations, members of the Bishop family have made their living farming. But over the past 4 decades, they've made their name cooking barbecue.
When we cook 2 days a week. They bring me on Monday mornings at 7 o'clock, they'll bring me 5,200 pounds of Boston butts. That's approximately 600 pieces. We'll put half of it on Monday, and then Tuesday we'll load the other half.
Luther says the secret ingredient that makes their barbecue so good is just hard work, because the only thing they put on the meat is salt. After about 20 hours over a hickory fire, 7 or 8 employees pull the 8-pound pieces of meat apart and vacuum seal it in 1 and 5-pound bags before shipping it all over the country.
We never wanted to have a restaurant, and we knew we had some good barbecue, but we didn't know how to package it. That was the secret to it, is the vacuuming. We're gonna package it while it's still extremely hot, and we get it sealed. This has a very long shelf life, just refrigerated, and just about eternity if it's frozen.
Besides barbecue, the Bishops also bottle and sell their own brand of vinegar-based barbecue sauce. But as Luther's father, L.O. Bishop, once said, if it's good barbecue, the only thing you really need to put in it is your teeth.
There's no wrong way to barbecue, it's just different. And our system is we're going to try to cook the flavor into it. And we're going to lose a lot of weight doing that. So our barbecue may be a little higher than other people's, but we think you're getting a little better quality. We don't put any filler in it. All we're going to do is put salt on it before we put it on the pit, and then we're going to try to cook that flavor into it.
If you're a backyard chef, Luther says you can impress your friends at your next cookout if you'll just remember this important tip.
I always put the fat side up. When it's cooking, that fat will, as it's cooking, it will go through the meat and hold the moisture. If you put the fat side down, your grease is going to drop on your fire, and your meat's going to be dry. If your meat's dry, flip it over.
With 30 years of experience under his belt, Bishop is about as close to a barbecue expert as you're likely to find. Now, he admits he still makes mistakes, but he says oftentimes that's a good thing.
In most stuff, if you learn different, it's going to be on the air. Because you're not going to try, if something's good, you're not going to try anything different.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
You can find Bishop's Barbecue in stores all over the Southeast, including Foodland, Piggly Wiggly, and some Walmart stores. If none of those are convenient to you, you can also order online at bishopsbbq.com.
Now, didn't the pit burn down one time?
They did actually have a fire there one time. It was about 10 years after they started, but they were able to rebuild in just 90 days.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep, and they keep churning out good barbecue.
Oh yeah. Up next on Simply Southern, one of our loyal viewers is showing off his straw bale garden to Sidney Phelps of Bonnie Plants. He got the idea to plant this garden from one of our previous episodes.
I'm just like my customers. I work hard and I play hard. I also help my dad on the farm when I can. That's the great thing about Alpha. We work hard for our customers. It's more than price. It's personal attention and great claim service. Hey, bud.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
Join the more than 350,000 families who can save money as members of the Alabama Farmers Federation. Members get discounts at local businesses and can save on GM cars and trucks, hotel stays, child car seats, and more. For about 50 cents a week, your family could save hundreds of dollars a year. Join the Alabama Farmers Federation and start saving today. Learn more at any Alpha Insurance office.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Hey folks, Sidney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants. Now today I am here at Scott Poole's house, and as you can see, Scott has taken the time to try out our straw bale garden. Now Scott, thank you so much for getting in contact with us to let us come see this, and you've got an awesome setup for a straw bale garden.
Thanks.
I see you've got 4 straw bales, you've done a couple of lattice work and with some scrap lumber here. Let's talk about initial cost. How much do you think that you've got involved in this for your garden?
Well, including the straw, the plants, and the lattice and all, it's less than $50 total.
Okay, so a relatively very inexpensive way to start a garden in your backyard, and especially it doesn't take up a lot of space.
Right.
So let's talk about the garden itself. Now, conditioning is the most important part about doing a straw bale garden. So tell me about your conditioning status. How did you go about that, and did you run into any issues or any surprises?
Okay, well, what I did was based on the information that was available on the Bonnie Plants website, I made a little schedule of the watering and fertilization, and so what I did was I just went through day by day and did what needed to be done on that day. And then once I got into the fertilizing, I started taking the temperature. I didn't have a compost thermometer, but I just used a regular meat thermometer to take the temperature of the bales each day. And as I got to the point where the schedule said it should be about ready to plant, I found that my bales were still a little warmer than they really should be to plant. So I just continued to water for a few more days until the temperature came down.
That's exactly what you should have done. Keep that process going, and according to Scott's chart here, instead of it taking 10 to 14 days, it took him more 18 to 20 days. But the temperature was safe and your plants look like they're doing absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
Now, one thing I saw on your notice, Scott's bales got up to 135 degrees.
Right.
So that's how hot these can get, and that's why it's so important to condition these things so that your plants thrive. Now, talking about your plants, you've got peppers, you've got basil, chives, you've even got some cucumbers going, but you tried the peas. Not so great.
Right. I'm not sure what exactly happened with the peas. They're just kind of drying out and they're not really thriving.
So I was hoping maybe you could give me some advice.
One thing with the peas is they really like sandy soil. They want to be able to go branch as well as trellis. So the straw bales, it comes down to that heat issue again. You know, they're not going to have the cool soil like when you're digging into sand.
Right.
They still contain some heat while you see them constantly decomposing as you keep working with them. So this is something you want to do in a container with a good sandy, loamy soil, or either go directly in the ground with.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things, and that's something that everybody needs to know when planting a garden. Peppers are doing awesome, and herbs are doing great, and tomatoes would have been great to go in this spot. But you've got to say, I mean, for even what we've got here, you've got a good garden going. It was inexpensive, and you're getting a lot from it.
Right, it was a great experiment. And at the end of the season, I'll have some good compost.
Exactly. At the end of the year, take all this down, make some compost. You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
You know, I really like what you did, and I appreciate you contacting us. And thank you so much for having us out.
Absolutely, thank you.
Folks, if you want to try projects like this, go to bonnieplants.com and check out our website or the app Homegrown with Bonnie Plants.
It's really good to see people using Sid's advice.
It really is, and if you have a question for Sid, we're going to start something new here on the show called Ask Sid. Just email your question to simplysouthern@alafarm.com, and we might use your question on a future show.
In the meantime, more information on straw bale gardens, raised beds, or just about anything else related to gardening is available at bonnieplants.com. For more information on this week's other featured stories, check out their websites.
You'll have to wait until next year to see them in person, but photos of the Cahaba Lily and information on the annual festival can be found at cahabalily.com. And more information on the Classroom in the Forest is available at the Alabama Forestry Commission's website at forestry.state.al.us.
If you can't find Bishop's Barbecue in a store near you, you can order it online at bishopsbbq.com. And don't forget to order a bottle of their famous 3-in-1 sauce to go with it. If you like Simply Southern, I hope you'll like our Facebook page too. And I invite you to visit our website, simplysoutherntv.net, to find out more about our crew or to view previous shows. We're out of time for today, but I'm really excited about next week's show. I'll be showing off my inner child as I drive a real locomotive.
I'm excited to see that too.
Oh yeah.
We'll also feature some real kids, not just Jim, who are learning about agriculture and responsibility by raising pigs for a 4-H project. Thanks for watching Simply Southern this week. I'm Mary Johnson.
And I'm Jim Allen. I hope you'll be back with us again next Sunday morning.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.